Welcome back, everybody, to the stream. Hope everybody grabbed their drinks, grabbed their food. I know I got my little pop down there by the computer, but we are back with the second game of tonight. It is still a best of three. We'll see what happens. Honestly, what I wanted to say this before I ended the intermission. British Columbia, they played really well, extremely well. Like, I couldn't even imagine having that kind of skill level. But
Yeah.
it comes down to who picked the better champ.
Yeah, it was just one of those unfortunate ones where, like, St. Clair's comp definitely scaled a lot into the later game. And
Yeah.
You're focusing, when it comes to UBC, you're focusing all of your damage into the mid and the ADC, and everyone else on your team is a tank, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Once those two players are set behind, there's not much you can do to come back, especially when you're seeing 14 kill Zephyros come in, 9-1 Barlow come in, on the Zeri too, out of anyone who's like just crazy hyper carry right now.
Yeah, and before we forget, we actually do have some role swaps. We do see the Cho'Gath winnable from last game, who is going to be put mid lane, and the Syndra, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong.
I said Zudro. I know sometimes the X is like a shoe.
Yeah, but the Syndra from last game will be going top this time. So we do have a little bit of a role swap, maybe a champion swap as well. Who knows? But I'm definitely excited to see what kind of bans. I feel like they're definitely going to ban out the Ahri and the Zeri this game, and maybe even the Kayn, since he did have that perfect KDA.
Yeah, Fresh's Kayn was very strong there as well.
For sure.
He was grabbing a lot of those objectives. We saw him grab that Rift Herald, which helped them grab some of the bot turrets there. And with that perfect KDA, as well as his W knockups were very impactful. He always seemed to pick out the right target. Same with Zephyros on his charms as well. But I mean, we talked enough about Zephyros in this game.
Back to Fresh, though, he definitely he knows how tanky he was. And knowing that, he was able to go to the backline of those team fights and just go straight for that misfortune, make sure that she never got her ulti off whatsoever, or if she did, it was canceled almost immediately. Not to like discredit the win wall there, because we did see that with the one team fight, or the one fight top lane when it was the 2v4. When the wind wall did block the misfortune Q bait,
was it a wind wall, or did he hit them with a tornado?
No, it was a wind wall at first. I don't know if anybody caught that, but the wind wall did block the misfortune projectile from her ultimate that sends out the cone of bullets there. So it definitely saved them from having so much damage dealt to them.
Yeah.
But we will be going into Pro Draft soon, I believe. But is there any other champs that you will be hoping to see? Aatrox again?
I would love to see the Aatrox, provided it's not first ban again. But once again, I think I want to say they need to stop target banning Ricky.
Yeah.
Because he's so strong on any champ, really. We see him come out with the Yasuo and be really strong in that matchup as well. I want to say try to ban out the Zeri, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised we didn't see a Zeri ban from either team.
That's
just considering how, like, she's like a must-picker ban right now.
Yeah,
right?
Right now it's like if you don't ban her, she's picked. If she's banned, then easy game.
Yeah, and with St. Clair having the first pick as well, like we saw a Corki ban come out from UBC, which is Corki's still really strong, but I mean, it's what do you prioritize at that point?
Yeah,
right?
at this point, I feel like they do need to prioritize, because I understand that everybody target bans Ricky.
Yeah.
And trust me, I 100% understand it. He's an insane player, so strong, knows his champs so well, and the lane, not to mention, where he's able to pick those random champs and just go top and win the game, or win at least the lane itself. But at this point, you have so many ADC options for Barlow, and you have so many mid lane options for Zephyros. You definitely need to put them in a weird spot where it's like, okay, like I do want to play this champ because I know I'm good with them, but also this champ doesn't really work well.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, the champ pools are starting to get so much wider, and I think that goes back to like just the development we've seen from the team coming from fall semester, and even just in this semester itself, in this season. Like we've seen Zephyros, he started picking the Victor a lot. We saw the Azir, the one matchup with the Azir where he was just like he was playing out of his mind. For sure. And now we're seeing the Ahri come out from him after this rework, very strong. We saw him put that to very good use. And Barlow as well. Now we're seeing the Zeri. We've seen him on the Jinx. We've seen him on the Caitlyn. So it's like, where do you target those first three bans, really? And I think that's the problem coming out from UBC.
I'm definitely curious to see what kind of bans they do give, what kind of bans St. Clair does give UBC. It's definitely going to be interesting because we don't know all the champs that they do play, but all we do know is that we did see that they played a lot of Zac. So I'm a little bit surprised that they let the Zac through. Because he was able to keep them in like a little group the entire time. He was hitting almost all of those knockups every single time that he went into that fight. But we did see the Jinx ban as well, because there is a Jinx main. But I'm still just curious to see what the other players play and see what St. Clair will ban for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because either meta picks or you ban their champs, but then you risk not leaving open the meta picks.
Yeah, exactly. And that was something like we saw the first ban Kale come out from
oh
St.
yeah,
Clair
for
last
sure.
game, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, well, are you banning based off of your knowledge of the players themselves, what you've done your research on, or are you banning off of just what's strong right now?
Yeah, I feel like banning at the moment is definitely more towards champs that are strong right now, because I feel like it's a small enough group that everybody is like, oh, it's a champion that's easy to pick up. Like Zeri, for example, brand new, no one knows how to play her like perfectly yet. So why not just pick that champion, learn them before they're banned constantly, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing Zeri be pick or ban constantly, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because Zeri's one of those champs that like so out of the ordinary, right? Like she plays like nothing else. Your auto attack is your Q. Your Q is your auto attack, and your auto attack is a magic damage slow that's considered a spell. So it's kind of like you're slightly forcing yourself to like relearn how you play the game, right? Especially because ADC, it's just attack damage carry. You're auto attacking. That's the point of the champion.
Yeah, we do see the Kale ban coming through again. So maybe the top laner must main Kale. Like, I never really see Kale ban, but maybe it's actually just because maybe that is one of Ricky's counters and he doesn't know how to play very well against it, which is honestly understandable.
It also, Kale just stuffs his like solo kill potential, which is, we know Ricky loves to just go for those solo kills, right? So having the Kale past level 6, it really just forces him to try to kind of stop doing that.
For sure.
And definitely stop going for some of these cheeky dives that he goes for, where he'll grab a turret shot or two, flash in.
Kale ulti will not allow that to happen whatsoever. We do see the Aatrox ban from UBC again. Not surprised by it at all, but then the Veigar ban.
Yeah.
Veigar.
A little out of the ordinary, I'd say. But Veigar, I mean, he got that slight buff where he stacks a little bit more. But
I didn't even notice that.
I don't really know. Yeah, I'm not really sure whether or not that's like a comfort pick. And the Ahri ban
there it is.
coming out from UBC.
We got the Ahri ban.
Yeah, I mean, like we've already talked so much about this Ahri from last game, Zephyr on the Ahri, but yeah, just they definitely needed to ban that.
Yeah, and then we do see the Jinx ban coming through again. Now, one thing that I am curious about, I wonder if UBC will try and ban Kayn out before Fresh can pick him. Fresh is kind of crazy on Kayn.
Yeah, the Kayn was definitely very clean, but we also have seen Fresh, like, he can find his way onto really any jungler. I mean, we've seen him come out with the Rengar, we've seen him come out with the Lee Sin, which personally, I've actually loved seeing his Lee Sin. And the Zeri ban is going to come out from UBC Onyx.
I can't blame it.
Yeah.
I don't like the champion. I don't like playing Zeri. I don't like seeing Zeri on the enemy team. Zeri's just a no-go in my opinion.
Yeah, it's really nice too, right? Because as we were talking about in the pregame there, this entire game is going to come back to the draft phase, because UBC really, like, they lost in the draft phase last game.
Yeah.
As sad as it is, because they did play the early game pretty well, but the champs were just stronger in the like once you got into that 10-15 minute range. So it's really nice to see them target banning out those two instead of just banning out the Corki, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then we do see the Karma pick. Karma's a good support. I feel like she's able to offer the team a lot of different shields, slows, everything you can ever ask for.
But what if it's Ricky Karma top?
All right,
you never know. You never know. Karma top is actually a pretty strong pick right now, right? And I love seeing the tank Karma too, because it's just funny.
It is really funny.
You're so tanky, and
See,
and you
I'm
have
the
so much. You hate seeing it?
No, I like to go AP Karma mid.
Oh, okay.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's fun, but I think tank Karma is funny.
Yeah. Then we do see the UBC does pick J4 here, and actually Rel. Okay, Rel's one of those champions where I always forget that she exists, purely because no one plays her. So I'm definitely excited to see her played right now from UBC. And then I don't know. I'm curious to see what kind of ADC goes with Rel. In my opinion, there's a lot that don't go with Rel.
Yeah, Rel's definitely Rel's been one of those ones that you've seen her picked in like pro play like a few times for like specific comps, but she just never really stuck since her release.
No. Then we do see the Ezreal pick for St. Clair. Ezreal, he's a really I actually just found this out a couple days ago. He has one of the highest skill caps for ADCs.
Yeah, for sure. I mean everything comes down to a skill shot, right? And
True.
it's not even like it's one skill shot and it's that one hit. Whereas even on like the new champ Zeri, it's that Gatling gun, so you can still get hit by a few of like the tail end ones. Yeah. Whereas if you miss the Ezreal Q, that's it.
Yeah, for sure. Then we do see the Kayn pick again for Fresh. I'm still a little bit excited. I want to see him go Shadow Assassin instead of tank this round, just so then I can see how easy he can one-shot people. Because in my opinion, watching people get one-shot is probably the funniest thing.
Yeah, definitely. The Kai'Sa pick coming out from UBC and going back to the Shadow Assassin thing. Here's the problem. We're seeing the Jarvan Rel come out first, right?
True.
So unless we're going to see the Ezreal go for a more like Divine Sunderer build, which we've seen, but I think the stronger build technically right now is actually the Lethality one with Essence Reaver and Manamune. So we will like maybe we'll see them kind of flex that out a bit because they do have options now for sure.
We do see the Corki ban again. Now, I don't know if I just haven't been paying attention, but does Zephyr play Corki a lot?
I don't think so. Granted, I've seen Corki banned in almost every game.
Oh yeah, I banned him in every game.
So I really don't know. I think we have seen him on it maybe once before, but I think typically like I'd rather see the Victor ban or something like that because like we've seen Zephyr on the Victor before. We've seen Zephyr on the Yone before, right? And these champs that are still really strong right now that we've definitely seen him on. So
yeah, now let's do a quick rundown of the rest of the bans here. We do have Renekton. Renekton's kind of weird in my opinion. He's again one of those hidden strong champions. He's always gonna be strong. They've nerfed him in the past. They've buffed him in the past. He's at a weird, like not a weird, but a good spot right now. Where it's like it kind of depends on how well you play him. Then we do see the Jace and Akali ban from the last two bans from St. Clair. Honestly, Jace, I don't see that much of a problem.
Yeah, Jace is still strong though, for sure. I mean, the sheer damage that comes out of Jace, right? Once they get that Manamune stacked up, usually Eclipse into Manamune, the damage that comes out of your empowered Shock Blast is huge. Yeah. And we are going to see a Victor Sylas matchup here in the mid lane, unless it's Ricky Sylas, which we have seen. But I want to say this is going more towards mid lane, but we will see. And there's the Jax.
So now we know.
Yeah, it's definitely Zephyr Sylas, and we are going to see what the final pick from UBC is here.
I'm excited to see the Victor versus Sylas lane, because Sylas is tanky, can heal a lot, but Victor, that shield that he gets from his, what ability is it?
Q.
Yeah, his Q proc, where he autos you and deals an extra damage, and then gets a shield if he autos you again. That shield is kind of busted. Like it's really strong. It's stronger than you think.
It also gives him movement speed too, I believe. Once it's the evolved version. I was gonna say empowered, but once it's the evolved version. So yeah, definitely one of those ones. It's like the Nautilus, right? It's one of those ones where you kind of forget about it, and then you're like, oh, I just didn't have enough damage.
And then we do see the Riven as the last pick for the top laner of UBC. And against the Jax, listen, I always say that I don't know any top lane matchups and jungle matchups, but I feel like this is definitely going to be an interesting one. We are going to hop into game here. See everybody going topside. Maybe they're looking for a cheeky little invade here. Who knows? We'll see what's going to happen. And then we do see that UBC is going to do the classic 5-point start. Riven looks like she's going to get caught out here. Yeah, if everybody can slip by.
That is Zudro there. Fred, she's going to come over the wall, and she's kind of in a bad spot here on this Riven, and that is going to be the kill. First blood coming out goes to FaZe on the Karma. Beautiful. They're going to opt for the back here, and that is going to be a perfect start in the first minute for Sinclair.
I completely forgot that Sylas has a stun there. So I was like, I saw the Karma Q come through and like slow the Riven down, but then I saw that Riven got stunned, and I was like, hold on.
Seal stew. So Zephyr started Dark Seal, so he's actually going to grab one stack off of that assist as well. Just going to give him a little bit more AP going into this game. Zephyr walking in here, placing a ward literally right on top of where the red ward was too. Pretty funny there.
Looks like they're a little bit worried that they're invading again, but Little do they know we're in our own blue buff. Yeah. Or red buff, sorry.
Sephiroth just barely going to miss the chain there for the initial engage. And it is going to be both teams leashing it out. Although in the top lane here, neither player is actually going to reveal themselves when this wave crashes. So we'll see what's going to happen here. Ricky coming up from the river. Could possibly get a little bit of poke damage here. We know he likes to fight early. The stun. Oh, the Riven started stun too. That's pretty good for Ricky to know. Because the damage that comes out from level 1 Riven being able to stack up her passive with Q, her passive being that after she uses an ability, she gets a Sheen-like effect, so she does a little bit of extra damage on her auto attack. So it's really good for Ricky. That's a lot of intel, actually.
Especially that the Riven did start a longsword, but we do see the Riven try and stun Ricky before he's able to get his stun off, but it doesn't work out. Ricky does ignite. Jumps to him and gets. Oh, we do see Ricky flash last second. It's all right, Ricky. We all do that from time to time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he kind of just barely underestimated his own damage and actually burns his flash because of it. But that is going to be both sums burnt for top lane.
Mid lane. Victor does get his stun off on Kayn before he's able to do any more damage, but just like last game, that gives him stacks for Shadow Assassin. So it works out in Fresh's favor there.
Yeah, and it's definitely going to help a little bit with getting those stacks early. Ricky LaFleur getting ganked here by Perfect Power. Zudro not really going to do much. He's low on health. He can't really engage Ricky there. And Fresh is also going to be rotating towards this top lane. Perfect Power has no idea, and he misses the Q. Or he misses the Jarvan dash. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sephiroth going to find himself with the solo kill. Zudro going in, knock up on Ricky. Ricky, he is going to find the jump into the stun there. And that is going to leave him with a level advantage, crashing this wave into tower. Meanwhile, Fresh here, they're setting up for the tower dive.
Yeah, this tower dive is definitely going to be interesting because it's like, who wants to tank the turret at level 3? Yeah. Does look like Fresh is going to take the turret, and Ricky does pick up the kill. Fresh lives with just the smallest amount of HP there. See, I hate it when that happens. That's probably one of my pet peeves. You do all your damages, do as much damage as possible. If I can speak today. But we do see Sephiroth backing mid. Karma's sitting here trying to keep the wave in a good spot for Barlow to pull up and keep the wave there.
Yeah, Barlow actually, he took an early little cheater back there, and he is going to grab the tier of the Goddess, which is going to help his scaling even more. They are going to try and cancel this back here. Shelly Bean and R1 Chen. Yeah, stuck there. They cannot get the back off, and the wave is pretty far up in St. Clair's favor, so they're not going to be able to do much here.
Looks like they're just going to try and back and get their items that they need and try and walk back to lane and hope that the wave is in a better spot. Do you see Sephiroth trying to get a little bit of poke here and there on the Victor, but isn't able to. Everybody just trying to chill here for a little bit. We do see that St. Clair is 4 kills up already, almost 2k as well. It's definitely a good start for St. Clair, but again, the UBC is playing it really well. They're playing smart by playing back right now. They know that they picked up the kill on the invade, that the Riven is 0-3 right now, so she's not going to be too useful in fights, but hopefully they might be able to pick up some other kills in other lanes.
Yeah, for sure. Sephiroth just barely misses the chain there. I mean, that's been the story of this mid lane so far. Meanwhile, in the top lane, actually, Ricky grabbed a cull on that back, so he is going to take this lead and run with it. He's going to try and get as much of a gold lead as possible, considering the Riven's 0-3. Gank going to come out from Jarvan, knock up on Barlow. Barlow very low. The exhaust is going to come out. Heal's going to come out. Shield just barely keeps him alive, but Perfect Power going to flash in and pick up the kill. R1 Chen taking so much damage, but FaZe just can't finish it off. Fresh coming in. He's going to try and finish it off here for him. Shelly Bean, the stun doesn't actually hit Fresh, so he is able to keep laying on the autos here on Shelly Bean, and the Q is going to pick it up. That is going to be a kill for Fresh. Assist going over to FaZe. FaZe baiting that out perfectly. Trade there in the top lane. Not too much going to happen, but great play there from bot.
For sure.
Great counter gank coming out from Fresh.
We do see Sephiroth trying to get in a little bit more damage on the Victor. Victor is going to use exhaust here, trying to keep Sephiroth off of him. maybe having a little bit of traumatic flashbacks from last game, but Fresh is going to pull around the corner, use his flash, and it gets some damage in on the Victor. Sephiroth does lose his life to the turret, and it looks like Fresh does as well. No, he actually survives.
Yeah, he made it out with just about maybe 50 health there, and he is actually going to make it out with his dash. So that is going to be another somewhat successful dive. There was a one-for-one trade there from Winnable, but pretty strong lead coming out here for St. Clair. 12.4k gold into UBC's 9.4.
We do see Ricky here trying to stun the Riven just to pick up another kill. She's going to return the favor and stun Ricky as well. But let's talk about that gank bot lane. That was a beautiful gank, really well played. I'm so surprised that shield from Karma was able to save Ezreal there, but let's just wait a second because it looks like Sephiroth wants to try and get another kill on this Victor here. He's able to knock him down to half HP, so it's a good chunk of health. But one thing that I did notice, he was able to keep his 1 stack on his Darkseal.
Yeah, he does keep the 1 stack, and the big flash combo coming out from Sephiroth is just going to chunk Winnable under tower, and he's able to pick up the kill. Flash Ignite burn there, but no ultimate needed to be used. Meanwhile, baiting out Winnable's ultimate and keeping his life there. But we are going to see UBC group up bot lane for this dragon, but Fresh is coming in. He's transformed into Shadow Assassin. He is ready. Sephiroth in the top lane. He's fighting Zudro. There's not much Zudro can do. He's just got the longsword at this point. Not too much he can do. Fresh comes in bot lane. They are going to knock UBC off of this dragon as well and pick it up for themselves. Once again, just a big lead going for St. Clair.
Yeah, St. Clair is playing the best they have played in a while, and it's beautiful to see it happen. We do see that they're almost 4k up in gold, and almost everybody has a shutdown except for bot lane, and that's if UBC is able to pick up those shutdowns, they'll be able to bring themselves back into the game. We do see the J4 hiding around the wall there, hoping to get a little gank in for bot lane, but they do back off and get out in time. Ricky dealing so much damage to this Riven. Riven's gonna knock him up and stun him, and we do see Victor use his flash and manages. Oh my god, he lived.
The corrupting pot saving Ricky's life there. Yeah, the disc there from the Victor could just barely confirm the kill. Ricky, he's back, but Zudro knows he's there. They had the ward in the other bush, and that is going to be the kill, possibly, and that is going to come out. Zudro picking up that shutdown, slightly getting himself more back in the game.
Great
He's able to get possibly a plate here as well, as Ricky has no TP, but Fresh, he's moving up towards this top side. He may just opt to grab this Rift Herald, or he is going to pick up this wave going crashing on this tower.
We do see Sephiroth go in and get the J4 ult around him, so he wasn't able to escape, but uses his dash in order to get out. Do see Fresh coming in on the Riven here, hoping to get a little bit of damage in just so then he can smite and hopefully ulti if he's able to get it off in time before she can run away. She kills her with the Q instead, dealing a little bit of damage. Sephiroth going in on here on the Victor, but looks like he's going to lose his life to Victor's ulti. That ulti is so hard to fight against.
Yeah, really. And you saw even Sephiroth as Silas, he's able to steal the Victor's ult and use it himself there. But starting that fight, getting stuck and stunned by the Victor, it's going to let that ultimate just guarantee so much damage, right? Because it's going to tick over time more and more and more while he's sitting there fighting. And as much as Silas can heal himself with that, with his one ability, it is not going to be enough. Winnable able to pick up that kill. Once again, trying to even out this gold lead.
Yeah, we do see the Kaisa for UBC. She does pick up the dagger, or not the dagger, sorry, the serrated dirk, the tear, and 2 longswords. So we should expect to see the Monomune, the shattered crown of the Shattered Queen, and all of those items. So then she'll be able to use her W to trunk St. Clair down to basically half their health. Riku tries to go in on the Riven here. Isn't able to get too much health off that last little jump there, but Fresh is just around the corner waiting for that perfect second to go in. And here it is. Riven gets the stun off. Fresh doesn't land the W, so isn't able to get the damage, but they do pick up the kill. And it looks like someone just escaped with the bag. Oh, it was Karma. And we do see a little bit of wanting to fight mid lane, but not able to.
Yeah, nothing really coming out in this river fight so far. St. Clair going to confirm the scuttle for themselves as UBC tries to rotate down, but Fresh, he's going to shove this mid wave in and force Winnable to go back. He can't miss that CS at that point. At this point, he is 46 CS to Zephyrot's 78. The Jarvan ultimate is going to come out for the engage. Another one coming out as Zephyrot stole it for himself. Lots of damage coming out. Kane going to pick up the first kill for Fresh. Winnable, he is going to pop his own ultimate as well and grab the kill onto Zephyrot. Meanwhile, ADCs trading out kills in the tri-bush. And that is going to end up being a 3 for 2 in favor of St. Clair.
That fight bot lane, I know we missed out, but at least we got the last little bit of it. I love those kinds of fights because it's like, listen, we're both ADCs. The meta will never be ADC meta, but let's just duke it out and see what happens.
What do you mean? It's literally ADC meta right now. We are playing.
Do you
in
not
an ADC
see how
meta.
fast everybody else is one shot in their ADC?
Yeah. You get
exactly.
one shot. But Jinx is like one of the best champions in the game.
Oh my god, you finally said it.
Well, what do you mean I finally said it? This is, as we can see, our resident Jinx main here is batting for Jinx, who is a very good champion.
I will never stop.
Yeah, of course. She's great.
Excuse you. We do see Fresh try to pick up the rift earlier. Hoping maybe he'll drop it mid lane because I didn't even notice while we were arguing a little bit. Ricky did pick up the top lane turret, so he was able to give that extra gold to the entire team. Looks like they're trying to force a fight mid or just force a turret mid. Yeah, again, they just want to keep their gold lead. They're 6.3k ahead.
Yeah, they're going to pick up these final plates with the Rift Herald just before they go away at the 14-minute mark.
Some friendly banter with the emotes as well.
some friendly banter. And honestly, it's really rough here in the top lane, right? We're seeing Zudro 1 and 6, and while most of the kills have gone to Fresh, the CS league is in Ricky's favor. There is no turret as well left for Zudro, so he is going to be forced to just take Ricky's bullying as he tries to CS this wave. Meanwhile, Perfect Power, he's going to dash out, smite over the wall, so he is able to confirm the Gromp for himself.
Hey, you have to secure the Gromp, okay? I understand it. Riven is going to try and go in here with her Q dashes, but cannot find the kill on Ricky as she just stuns him and picks up the kill himself. He is able to take this turret a little bit faster than how fast I expected. Do you see J4 trying to go in on the Karma here? Karma's going to try and root him, but he walks away just out of range. Zephyr coming in from the back line is able to get the stun off and the Victor ulti onto the enemy team, picking up 3 kills for St. Clair.
That is a huge one. The engage there coming out from Perfect Power. They tried to isolate the target, but Zephyrot was there with his own stolen ultimate. And meanwhile, Shelly Bean, he's going to be dove under this tower. So much damage coming out. The empowered Q is able to finish off FaZe as he tanked a little too many tower shots. But Barlow going to grab a kill for himself. Shutdowns all around the board here for St. Clair. 10k gold lead here, and it is just going to get bigger as Barlow takes this last tower, this last outer turret.
One funny thing, I didn't realize that our support had a shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, he did grab that kill at the starting of the game.
True,
and that was his
I forgot about that.
So yeah.
We do see a perfect game so far by Fresh. I didn't want to mention it, but you know, he's a buddy of mine, so I like to troll him here and there. So maybe I'll jinx it. I don't know yet, but he does have a perfect KDA so far. We're just seeing great plays all around the board, both from St. Clair and UBC. Each run in to try and steal the red buff, but
no, he got it.
No, he didn't.
Oh no, they just both had, or he had a red buff.
He already had the red buff and just wanted to maybe a little bit of more friendly banter BM from St. Clair, but Perfect Power did smite it away.
Yeah, we've seen that so many times actually this game where it's just been like a smite battle for a random jungle camp.
Look how much Ricky does not care that they are in his face right now. He's like, okay, you're cool. You can sit behind your turret. I'm just gonna take it though.
Yeah, but what is an unflipped, untransformed Manamune gonna really do to the Jax? He's got the Hull Breaker. He's got the Trinity Force. He's so tanky in the side lane right now. They can't really stop.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Fresh is just gonna go all in on Zudro here. He's gonna flash ulti him, perfectly escaping as well, but the Victor is gonna clean up the kill. and Zephyros not able to help out his jungler there. And yeah, you did.
My bad.
Jinx it,
I'll have to go and apologize to him.
No. You gotta hold it to him now. He got greedy for that kill.
He greeded a little bit. I'll give
his
that
700 gold shutdown too. So it's actually a lot of gold going back over to UBC.
Clair.
But I mean, Zephyros is in deep, and Barlow from downtown is able to find his own true shot barrage to hit the kill. That is great.
St. Clair is just looking at UBC dead in the eyes and saying to them, "What are you gonna do?"
Yeah, really. And I mean, that's the story of the bot lane here as well. With Jax in the side lane, he's already picked up both towers top lane, so he's gonna set his sights on bot. He's grabbed that. All 4 players from UBC here, they're stacking up the damage on FaZe. They're able to find the double kill, and meanwhile, the teleport coming out from Riven. I don't really know why Ricky's backing off. It's not really a threat to him at this point, but maybe he's just waiting for that minion wave. Yeah, he is just gonna He's going to regroup with that minion wave, waiting for it to push back up. Barlow and Fresh finding themselves here in the mid lane. Once again, 3 players from UBC grouped up, trying to save this inhibitor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's 17 minutes into the game, and you already have an open inhib. What do you do to try and fight against that? You just have to try and find these shutdowns. There is still one left on the Ezreal, Barlow. He's actually going a weird build. I haven't really seen it before. He does have the Monomune, and then he also built Trinity Force.
Yeah, so kind of going back to like pre-mythic times, right? Because Trinity Force is still strong. It's still got the Spellblade passive, of course, but it's just not something we've seen on Ezreal for a long time, really. Since those changes when it became a mythic, which is funny because it's just that Divine Sunder has just been a stronger option typically. But then again, it's not too much of a tanky team.
Yeah, I believe both of them do still have the Sheen item in there.
Yeah.
So they are able to get the more mana and more crit chance, I believe is what it is. Fresh is just BMing again at this point, running into the wall just to try and W and scare UBC a little bit just to run back out.
Yeah, so funny thing too, Sheen doesn't actually give mana anymore.
I always forget that.
Well, yeah, because it used to be, it was like 1,000 gold item.
Yeah.
And it had a sapphire crystal that built into it, which gives you a little bit of mana. But now it is just like the Sheen itself, and you basically just get the Sheen passive from it. That's the item. So yeah, just one of those things that it's just the game changes so much when you've played for so long.
Yeah,
it's
you lose track. It does look like St. Clair wants to end out this game and secure a win. Ricky is going to go back in on the Rel, but the Rel ulti, that little sandstorm or sandpit ulti, stops him from going in. Fresh is going to lose his life here. Ricky's actually going to try and jump and miss the stun, but Zephyros is pulling everything together and managed to get everybody out just in time to maybe secure the win right here. 4 people are down on UBC. It definitely is possible. When Zephyros flashes and E's and ignites the Kai'Sa instantly, it was like on sight.
Yeah, that chain, that knockup from the chain, it's very tough to play around, right? Especially when it's a flash like instantly like that. You can't dodge it. How are you going to react to that? And that is going to be St. Clair closing off the game once again in a dominant fashion. Not as many kills as the last game, but once
Karma was doing a little dance around the minions there.
Once again, a very, very strong showing from St. Clair. They're going to be able to take this series 2-0 over UBC Onyx.
Amazing plays on both sides, though. Honestly, like I felt like I was watching the LCS, genuinely, just because both teams knew exactly what to do, and it sucks because each game just came down to who has the better champ.
Yeah, and I want to say it came down to that first like 5 minutes there.
For sure.
The Riven getting killed on that initial invade, very, very unfortunate for UBC's side. And then Fresh just kept coming top lane, right? He's just gonna if you got Ricky on the Jax, get Ricky as much gold as possible.
Exactly.
He saw it. And then he single-handedly went bot lane, grabbed the tower, grabbed the turret.
Let's look at these scoreboards. You can see the gold lead that Ricky had against
double the gold over Shudro.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. And then we do have Fresh leading with almost 4K gold. And then minutes is down a little bit with the 3K lead for St. Clair. And it's just St. Clair leaded the gold all around the map.
for sure.
We had such an intense game. We had such good gameplay that was given to us today. Zephyr got his penta. I got to jinx Fresh's score, so I'm pretty proud of myself. But we were able to get some good stuff to give you guys today. But St. Clair does take the win 2-0 in this series for week 3 against UBC. And again, both teams played so well. I'm very proud of both of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. UBC coming into this division, right? They're looking like a very strong team for sure. Mm-hmm. Like, even though the games like kind of played out how they did, mm-hmm. the early game in that first game, very strong from UBC. Yeah. The way that mid lane was played, like, very smart. The ganks were coming out from Perfect Power, I believe his name was. Yeah, mm-hmm. He was on the Zac there. The constant ganks were coming out, but Zephyr was just able to trade it out 1-for-1 every mm-hmm. single time, which is it's just one of those unfortunate ones. He's able to grab it with his recalling orb there on the Ahri.
It's just one of those games that you go in solo and ranked, and you're like, I know we could have won this. It was just unfortunate how everything ended up.
For sure.
But we do have some stuff to let you guys know about. We do actually have a giveaway that's coming up for the 28th. Would you like to explain a little bit?
Yeah, so basically we've got the winner being drawn on the 28th. And for 3,000 channel points, you can join once per stream. You can get one entry. So stack up your channel points. Even if you've already used your entry this time, keep chatting, keep interacting with the chat, keep mm-hmm. watching, stack up those channel points so you're able to grab an entry every single time we stream. The winner will be drawn on the 28th. You can get any of our amazing Saints merch, your choice.
Now, Josh, I got some good news for you.
Yeah.
If you don't have the channel points, guess what you can do? You can go to acquire.ca/Saints and you can pick up the merch yourself.
That's amazing.
We have jerseys, we have jackets, the one that I'm wearing today if you caught it earlier. And we have a lot of different things that we can offer anybody who wants some Saints merch and actually look cool.
Yeah, they've quite literally got everything on there. I still think I'm gonna grab a flag myself eventually.
Hang it up in your room.
Once I decide to make another order. I was gonna tack it onto the first one, but I decided to go for this amazing crew neck right here.
Now, we do want to mention our sponsors that are right above us: Crunchyroll, Tim Hortons, Subway, and lots of other stuff. But let's talk about the Crunchyroll one real quick. If you do sign up for a Crunchyroll account on the /Saints website, then you can get a 14-day premium trial. And I love Crunchyroll. I kind of steal my friends from time to time to watch Demon Slayer, but it's okay. We're not going to mention it.
Yeah, never. No, we all pay for our own stuff.
It's basically the anime version of Netflix. It's great. I'm starting to use it more, trying to get more into some different series. I actually tend to like the website a lot. But back to our other sponsors, we do want to thank Tim Hortons, Subway, the SRC, and St. Clair College for letting us do what we do today.
As well as the Zeckelman School of Business.
I always forget about that one, my bad.
On there. Yeah, I always forget about it too. But I specifically reminded myself today, so.
We hope that everybody enjoyed the stream tonight. Use those channel points as soon as possible. I want to. I always forget to open it on my phone.
Yeah,
that's the honest truth.
The unfortunate part is I'm at the broadcast, so I cannot stack up as many channel points as I want. I want to be chatting more to get them. Use the channel points,
unlike us, who can't. But anyways, thank you everybody for watching. We hope to see you tomorrow. I believe we do have Overwatch. We're not sure who we're against yet, but we are going to stream it at 1 o'clock. I'm not casting myself. I'm not exactly sure who's casting specifically yet, but it will definitely be an interesting game, and we hope to see you there. This
ops to pull out, but yeah, definitely. I'd prefer to see a red here.
Yeah, I would definitely prefer to see the red as well. And it looks like Ignite goes off on the Ahri. He flashes and manages to get the kill due to a minion auto. Very nice play from Zephrot.
Phase, he is going to find Shelly Bean, but Shelly Bean with so much movement speed from the MF is going to be able to make it out. R1 Chen, can he make it out? No, they are going to trade 1-for-1. Jungler down. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Zephrot finds Syndra. He's trying his hardest to find Perfect Power. Perfect Power, nothing left, but Zephrot very low. The return Q gonna miss. Flash. Extra mobility. Zac gonna come in here. Perfect Power hitting a knockup onto Fresh. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Barlow and FaZe going all in on R1 Chen. He is gonna hit the wall to try and run away, but Barlow's gonna find the first kill. Fresh, he's been fighting the 2v1 here, but Barlow and FaZe are there for the support. Perfect Power down to get out. Barlow chasing down R1 Chen in the bot lane, but Winnaby getting taken down by this gank from Fresh in the top lane. Once again, Perfect Power gonna go back in. Constant CC, knock up, stun. That is it. The R gonna take down
just before he was out of range. We do see Zach going in on Barlow here. Barlow's gonna have to flash and picks up the kill on Zach. That was impressive. I didn't see. That's my issue with Zeri. Her Q, it goes so much further than it actually looks like it does.
Yeah, the tip feels way longer than normal, and Faye's gonna find this engage onto Shelly Bean. He is gonna get CC chained into oblivion. R1 Chen trying his best, but the flash is gonna come out. Zephyros are coming out as well. Ignite gonna be popped, and that is a double kill for Zephyros. Barlow coming in here. Shelly Bean in perfect power. They're trying their best to run away. Shelly Bean, the R gonna get popped. Literally, flash into the Everfrost as well. Ricky gonna fall though. 300 gold shutdown. Going over to the Cho'Gath. Perfect power going back in. Zudro, he's here. He has ult available. He has Ignite available. Oh, but the fresh ult, he's gonna dodge it. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Shelly Bean and Barlow are gonna trade each other out. Zach is gonna fall in the jungle. And the burst damage doesn't really work onto a full tank Zach. As much as you can do a lot of damage to him. But fresh, he finds his way into Shelly Bean. The shield comes out though. Not too much. He just barely makes it out alive. But Zephyros finding the triple kill. Quadra kill. Second kill from Zephyros possibly here. The ult is going to reset. Is on the behind, on the flank. He is going to find Shelly. He's going to find Shelly Bean. Fresh still in there deep. Zephyros, he's trying to leave. Barlow, the damage is compounding. He's got the rune ends now. There's so much damage coming out for the AoE. Barlow, is he able to find some? And Fresh is going to...
Windwall blocks and knocks at the Misfortune out of her ulti. Looks like Ricky's going to pick up the kill on the Zac here. Ult on the MF and able to slip around and make sure... Exactly. Looks like he's just going to pick up a Quadra here all by himself. 2v4 Quadra. We love to see it.
He didn't even ignite him, so just the W and the R pretty well.
The ironic thing is that he did just pick up that Dark Seal.
He finally picked up the Dark Seal. He
decided to pick up the Dark Seal last second.
21 minutes, which is, you know what? That's what we're saying. You can't get hit by the Dark Seal.
Exactly. You can't. UBC is going to do the classic 5-point start. Riven looks like she's going to get caught out here. Yeah, everybody can slip by.
That is Zudro there. Fresh, she's going to come over the wall, and she's kind of in a bad spot here on this Riven, and that is going to be the kill. First blood coming out goes to FaZe on the Karma. Going to pick up the first kill for Fresh. Winnable. He is going to pop his own ultimate as well and grab the kill onto Zephyros. Meanwhile, ADCs trading out kills in the tri-bush, and that is going to end up being a 3-for-2 in favor of St. Clair.
He is able to take this turn a little bit faster than how fast I expected. You see J4 trying to go in on the Karma here. Karma's going to try and root him, but he walks away just out of range. Zephyros coming in from the back line is able to get the stun off and the Victor ulti onto the enemy team. Picking up. It does look like St. Clair wants to end out this game and secure a win. Ricky is going to go back in on the Rel, but the Rel ulti, that little sandstorm or sandpit ulti, stops him from going in. Fresh is going to lose his life here. Ricky's actually going to try and jump and miss the stun, but Zephyros is pulling everything.
Up from the chain, it's very tough to play around, right? Especially when it's a flash like instantly like that. You can't dodge it. How are you going to react to that? And that is going to be St. Clair closing off the game once again in a dominant fashion. Not as many kills as last.